Okay, hi, this is the making of Understanding Jane. I'm Jim Mummery, I'm the writer of the film.
And I'm Daniel San, I'm the producer. That's me there with the clapperboard. And this is the first day of shooting of what is a low-budget British film. Understanding Jane came about because myself and Jim and Caleb Lindsay, who was the director, had all been working on other projects, and we wanted to make a film. And the nature of the film business is that projects usually take a long time to get going. So we decided just to make a low-budget film that we could make within our own means. The thing about low-budget filmmaking is you're working under certain constraints. You don't have as much money as a bigger film, and that means that you have to be, in some ways, more creative.
The nervous producer shot.
Thinking, Jesus, this is taking a long time.
The thing about low-budget films is the reason you shoot it in as close a location as you can. I mean, we actually had a base where we built lots of sets, and in a way it was a mini studio. We built a bedroom and an office, and the squat was all based in one building. And most of what we shot was within a 5-mile radius of that building. And the advantage is, in a low-budget film, if you're having to drive across London with 3 cars load of people and set up somewhere else, that is time and money. And so to keep it local means that you can turn things around quickly without spending a lot of time.
And isn't there a fee or something you pay the council or something?
Yeah, you need to pay. I mean, a lot of the shoot was guerrilla shoot, where we just set up in the middle of the road and got the shot and moved away quickly before the police came. But you still need to get a license just to actually be in the borough, which was just paperwork. But if we shot in different boroughs, we would have to get a license in every borough. The thing about low-budget filmmaking is you can't afford to pay extras, so you get your friends and family and anyone that will come and help to
stand still for a while.
Yeah, to be in the film.
Yes, I am very happy.
We should actually talk about the fact that this is shot on a street, but there's nobody holding the public back. We're just standing in the middle of the street, and you're just shooting it. There's no barriers or anybody. It's just shot in the middle of the street, and everybody's walking to and fro. Yeah. And it's just, like you say, guerrilla filmmaking. As a writer, you always forget the amount of people actually involved in making a movie when you're writing a load of rubbish and somebody has to actually make it real.
Oh, and that's Caleb Lindsay. He's the director of the film. That's Claire, who's the clapper loader, and her job is to make sure that the magazines are reloaded every time with fresh film.
And it was shot on what, Super 16? Yeah,
it was shot on Super 16. There are a few film formats. The most common are 35mm, which is the same size as your normal stills camera, but in big rolls, and then Super 16, which is roughly half the size. But it means your camera is half the size and your stock is half the cost. So you're not so worried about how much you shoot, and the fact that you have smaller kit means you can move around very quickly.
That's Kevin McKidd, who's the male lead of the movie.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
It seemed to be a hit as well, then.
Just then. Yeah.
It seemed to be a hit as well. You should get that down on paper.
I'm trying to sell it to the All Saints at the moment, but they won't buy it.
The scene is the squat where...
This is Popeye's squat location, which is essentially just another room in the base building that's been painted up.
They were also jumping different positions.
I mean, what were the locations used? There was the base building for most of it. Yeah. And of course, you pulled in a load of favours from family and friends, didn't you?
Yeah, we had we shot in my flat, and with kind permission of my wife, we shot in brother-in-law's house, we shot in the streets, we shot in brother's flat. Several local businesses lent their locations. That's the thing when you shoot in an area where they don't see much filming. People are very friendly. People are much more helpful than if you shoot, say, in central London, where they see filming a lot more often and expect bigger fees for it. So you can still get the production values just without having to fork out what Hollywood will fork out. I mean, you know, Hollywood film, their catering budget would be closer to what our production budget was.
Got Kevin here.
In this shot, Caleb is using Steve and Vanessa as stand-ins for when the actors actually sit in the shot, and he's blocking out where the camera will go.
Doesn't make a difference to me. Should we do this one? Yeah, well, this one's really easy to light. Okay.
Unfortunately, as a writer, I was working most of the time during filming, so I only got to the set a couple of times, which is a shame because you forget how busy they are as places. Everybody's rushing around and never has a job except for you because you're the writer and you're not actually doing anything, so you just sit in the way really. But it was good to get there. It was amazing to see everybody there.
Yeah. Better get 40 with props. What does Dallas wear? Silk cut and silk cut.
Silk cut what?
Cherry.
Yeah.
Can you also get some eyepiece? Is that you?
We wanted something that would work as low budget, so we were automatically heading towards comedy. This is kind of before Blair Witch and low budget horror really peaked. So in Britain, the best commercial genre to go for is romantic comedy. So it's a well structured genre, it's easy to turn around, so we went for a romantic comedy script.
Joe?
Look, we're back to
Joey's suggesting now I chop it off and go get eyepieces. Yeah, what's in the car?
We basically had around 6 weeks between receiving the final draft and shooting, and so we started to cast the film, and I think we were very lucky because we got Kevin McKidd and John Sim.
And this is before John had gone on to do Human Traffic, but after the success of The Lakes and Boston Kickout, and Kevin was still coming off Trainspotting.
Yeah,
and
two very good up and coming actors who. Both luckily at the point that we were shooting were available, and so once they were attached to the project, suddenly you know, there was a bit of a buzz about it, and we cast Amelia Curtis and Louisa Millward Haig as the leading girls, and just everything started to piece together from there.
Okay.
Thank you. Caleb? Where does the camera go now, Amelie?
This is the scene where Dallas has come to Elliot's flat and has told him that she's going to move in with him. And in fact, at this section, we've cut in some of the footage from the film, so you can actually compare between what it looks like when we shoot it and the finished product.
so you can see a crowded room full of people and then something that actually looks quite intimate.
Can I stay?
Just don't steal anything, okay?
It's quite amazing how they can concentrate with all those people sitting around them.
Thanks. Really?
Bitch, get out of my house now. What other form of payment have you got for me?
Camera back to all that, you know. Steady cam going, that black marks all things.
Christian, at the end.
Too wide.
Too wide, yeah.
It's a little bit close together, aren't we? Still smack bang in the middle of the frame.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob's down.
Do one going on that side and I'll do this side. So okay. Okay, first.
Yeah, first. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'll swap it anyway.
That's a Steadicam, and a Steadicam is a counterbalanced grip unit for allowing the Steadicam operator to do very mobile shots, and you can walk with the camera, go upstairs, downstairs, round corners that you can't actually do when you're on a tripod, or much more difficult on tracks. And it's a very highly skilled piece of equipment, because if you fall with a Steadicam, you'll break the camera and possibly your leg as well. So you'll see when you're using a Steadicam, generally you have people behind the operator,
keeping out of his way,
and yeah, making sure he doesn't knock into anything, because he's often walking backwards or
blind.
Yeah, because he's watching the camera, and also because you have everyone following with sound and everything. It looks like the Pied Piper.
Reading the system?
Of course, no.
Your turn.
First festival we put it into was the London Film Festival, and it went on to win the Best Film Audience Award, which was great.
The first showings always sold out, and we wanted to go. A lot of our friends wanted to go see it, so we had a second showing on at the film festival.
That's right, they
which
put
was
on 2 showings.
Yeah, in the big NFT main screen, and it was just packed out. Late at night, everybody was relaxed, really enjoyed the film, and that was a huge buzz.
That's it, done. Can I go back to someone?
Yeah, and that kind of got us noticed within the industry, and we then went on to win Best Feature Film at another film festival called the Mannheim Film Festival in Germany. And it's very satisfying, because I mean, everyone that worked on the film worked very hard for very low money, and to actually have that result at the end makes it all worthwhile.